All right, everyone. Welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for October 9th, 20th, and 21st of 2018. All right, so this weekend we have the moon shifting into Aquarius on Friday. So Friday and Saturday likely themes around how we can develop a bit of our progressive side, our future-oriented side. This could be about our own future ideals or perhaps about the world or collective matters. This type of progressive energy and future-oriented energy, really good to develop these couple days here. On Friday, Mercury is going to be squaring up to Mars and trining up to Neptune. So on that day in particular, we might need to individually in some way take some action towards something that requires communication or requires our mind or our routine, like our practical side in some way. So good to challenge ourselves with that. But with Mercury trining Neptune, there is this very receptive nature to that as well. We could actually have a very receptive mind and receptive communication. So that starts to ease off once we get to Saturday. And then Sunday, the moon shifts into Pisces. So that theme likely about how we can develop a bit of trust, surrender, and acceptance of what is in our everyday experiences. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so let's take a look at the sky here for this weekend. We're going to look at this for Friday with the moon shifting into Aquarius, and then all day on Saturday, the moon in Aquarius, and then on Sunday, the moon will be shifting into receptive Pisces. So let's go ahead and break this down one day at a time, starting with Friday. So yeah, the moon coming out of Capricorn the later part of this week, yesterday and the day before, likely around more things pertaining to the earth discipline and productive perhaps energy. But that's going to be now shifting into a bit more of the air energy of Aquarius, which has a little bit more to do here with future-oriented matters. So it is a great day for this, invoking a bit of this freedom about what can be developed in the future. And so this can be about our own future aspirations, our own future hopes and wishes. Really good to sit with this stuff, develop these things, but not just about ourselves, also about maybe the world at large or our communities, or maybe doing things on that level, or getting in touch with friends in our network circles. This is also a very good way of accessing a bit of this progressive energy that is certainly available this weekend, and we could just be feeling like we want to cultivate it with the moon here. Now, do keep in mind, of course, that we still do have a lot of Earth energy at the moment. The Sun and Venus still in Virgo. So all weekend, and even going into next week, as it has been the last month plus, still a really good time of taking things a bit slowly with an improvement-oriented perspective, and how we can sort of develop good routines, habits, and just that improvement-oriented aspect of ourselves. Now, recently we did have Mercury shift into Libra, so likely noticing as the weekend unfolds, more of this shift of thinking from more of the earthy stuff into a little bit more of that air, like Aquarius. But in this sense, maybe matters pertaining to justice or morality. What's the right thing, right? Maybe communicating this stuff, thinking about it, with Mercury shifting into Libra. All right, so let's take a look at some of these aspects here for the weekend. So with that Friday shift into that progressive energy, we do have a couple aspects with Mercury, who does rule our mind and communications. And so here it's a square up to Mars and a trine up to Neptune. So this is very different energy. With a square up to Mars, there could be this sort of feeling like maybe there's something we can do to challenge ourselves, involving being direct in our communications or asserting something, right? Just taking that self-willed energy to be direct, assertive with maybe something we're expressing. If it's not communications, then maybe it's involving our routines or a practical mind in some way. So a really good day there to challenge ourselves with that and just bring some extra conscious attention to the mind's need to express these desires or needs, because there is that sort of collective bit of tension there with the square. I don't think this one's going to be much of a major one with the trine to Neptune, which I'll talk about. But there is a bit of this tension, and so it is good to set the conscious intention to express our needs and just be aware of them and communicate them in conscious and constructive ways. All right, so along with this, which cools this energy down quite a bit and again may not make it as prominent, is Mercury trining up to Neptune, which gives us a very receptive mind and communication. So great day, as this is also invoking a bit of this imagination, really good for using a bit of this intuitive energy, allowing our minds to wander a little bit. Also a great day for spiritual activities that involve the routine with a bit of receptivity like meditation or rest, bringing a bit of peace and serenity into our life. But yeah, definitely cools off the Mars. And so when it comes to communications, while there maybe is that need to assert ourselves, there's also this receptive, maybe compassionate and understanding nature certainly available, softening that Mars. All right, so that's Friday there. Lots of shifts there with thinking or communication or routine related stuff in that context. And then as we get into Saturday, the moon will be going further into Aquarius. So again, great day there for getting into a bit of that progressive side of ourself. And as you can see, all weekend long, we do actually have some easy aspects with the moon. There's a lot of blue here. All right, and even conjunction with Neptune on Saturday could give us another step in the right direction with that receptive energy. All right, so then once we get into Sunday and going into Monday, the moon will be shifting into Pisces. And so we will likely notice the theme shifting into more of the water. And so Sunday in particular, great day for accessing a bit of that peace, serenity, maybe some of that rest, maybe working behind the scenes, getting into our intuition, listening to our inner guidance, right? All of this kind of stuff. And likely because it's more internal, it often involves invoking a bit of surrender when it comes to the physical world. All right, surrendering what's outside of our control. How can we bring in more trust, more faith? And because of that, invoking more of that peace and trust and serenity that Pisces is essentially helping us develop. All right, so that's the weekend in a nutshell. Most of the energy in terms of aspects and shifts is concentrated around Friday. And it does involve, again, the communication and thinking on that level where we can set intentions to be direct, but then also at the same time be receptive with that trine up to Neptune. Both days, Friday, Saturday, great for that progressive side, future-oriented, also giving to things larger than ourselves, like our communities, or focusing on the world at large. And then as we get into Sunday, developing more of that receptive Pisces energy. All right, so everyone have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all on Monday for the daily forecast. Take care.